Hello, and welcome to the first episode of the No Fame Podcast, a show where myself, your Dungeon Master Justin Crane, and some of my lovely friends will be playing a modern D&D campaign set in a semi-fictional homebrew setting. Before we jump into everything, I just wanted to give you all watching a quick heads up that if you enjoy what you're about to see, please just go check us out on Twitch, on YouTube, that's /nofamepod, or you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, anywhere else, at nofamepod. Be sure to check us out on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else you can find our page or our information and keep up to date with what we're doing here. If you are watching and you're unfamiliar with Dungeons and Dragons or any other tabletop game, it's basically mostly an improvised story where every big decision is handled by this, a 20-sided dice. That's it. That's the whole thing. There are a ton of other rules, but that's really for me to worry about, and no one else. That's the basics. All the players, they have their own characters, and their characters have their own stories. And it's kind of my job to see how they all fit into the overarching story that I have come up with and try to make it all work. And it's usually just pure chaos, but that's what we love. Now, while our show right now is an actual play D&D game, this won't be the only thing that we have on here. Likewise, I won't be the only person running the games. We plan on playing a few different systems, like Savage Worlds, Monster of the Week, just to name a couple. But besides that, we're going to be doing a ton of one-shots and a bunch of other fun stuff. Other than that, you can find a ton of our bonus content on our Patreon. That's patreon.com/nofamepod. Be sure to go check that out. Right from the get-go, we're going to be showing our home game recordings, which is a traditional D&D fantasy setting in a homebrew world. It's non-stop chaos. It's off the rails. It's just us letting loose and just playing some D&D, just getting down with it. It's a good time. It's great. But it takes more than myself to play this game. That would be weird and boring, and also require a lot of editing. So let me introduce the other players in no particular order. We have Matt Higdon.
Hello.
We have Sinead Marguerite.
Hello.
We have Patrick O'Reilly.
Hello.
We have Tom Pickup.
Hello and welcome.
And certainly last and certainly not least is Justin Godero.
Hey.
Sorry, that was fucking stupid. Yeah, these are our players. Like I said, we're going to be playing a modern D&D campaign right now, set in a semi-fictional town. It's going to be fun. It's going to be enjoyable. So, without further ado, let's jump into the first episode of Null Shore. The Null Shore is a quaint, quiet, coastal area made up of a handful of small communities. Light Harbor, where most of the residents have their homes, Iso Cove, where most of the businesses and shops are located, and Beaconside, a tourist resort built into the side of Beacon Mountain. The shore is not too dissimilar from your average coastal community along the Atlantic, where Beaconside could be compared to a village more like Banff National Park. The entire area is completely blanketed by rolling forested hills as far as the eyes can see. The Gloomwood National Park encapsulates Beacon Mountain, where nearby is the Wilderwood to the south. The communities that make up the area are all very close-knit. It's the kind of place where nothing happens to one person without the entire area knowing within a few hours, strictly from word of mouth. People build local, grow local, shop local, and support local. You won't find a prouder sort of people anywhere else on your travels. Although, some people wind up here and don't exactly know how they got here. Sometimes the people who visit Null Shore don't always seem to make it out. Locals will conduct searches, call in extra support. Eventually the searches end. People settle back into their daily routines and go about their lives once again. Memories fade. People move on. Null Shore is the kind of place where you're greeted with a smile, but you can't shake that feeling that you're being watched. Almost like something is moving just out of the corner of your eye. There's a mystery to this place. It clings to the land as heavy as the fog. It's the morning of August 3rd. A fairly standard dreary overcast covers the skies above. Residents leave their cozy homes in Light Harbor, get into their cars, and make their way to their various places for work, relaxation, study, or fun in Iso Cove, or wherever else the day will bring them. Our story begins, like any good story, within the hearts and the lives of the residents who call Null Shore home, and the others who may have stumbled their way here. We find ourselves nestled in the woods, almost in the center of the three communities that complete the shore. On a large fenced-in estate lies the Bethel House Bed and Breakfast. Cars can be seen coming and going, leaving the area as early bird tourists head out to make the most of their morning on the shore, while locals pull up to the B&B for the best breakfast on the coast. This restored three-story house sits in the center of the estate. An old boat shed to its left, and out back, behind it, lies the guest house. Recently restored wooden steps lead to a lovely deep blue-gray front door with three little glass panels on its front. A copper plaque to the right of the door reads, Bethel House, Heritage Property circa 1804. A handful of locals get out of numerous Frankenstein-esque repaired vehicles of all shapes, sizes, and colors. Two gentlemen in particular stop outside of the door. One is a stout older man. He's clean-shaven with like a heavy woodcutter's plaid jacket. The other's kind of a slim fellow with long hair tied back behind a well-worn trucker's cap. The stout gentleman looks at the other one. How's she going, Jim? And the slimmer fellow looks up. Oh, not bad here now. Could eat this house, basement and all. Oh, don't be talking. Catch anything the week? Not a ting, only some shut-eye. Been dead out there since, well, he knows. Yeah. Well, speaking of, we best be getting in before she really starts coming down out here, hey? And he kind of looks up at the clouds forming overhead. The two gentlemen open the front door. Inside is a front desk made of salvaged wood from wrecked ships found off the coast. A large iron anchor with an embossed bee sits in the center of it. Standing at the desk, going through the check-in book, stands a woman in her late 30s, somewhat graying light brown hair. A set of large golden circular frames rest on her tanned and freckled nose. She looks up for a moment, spies the lads heading in for breakfast, and says, "Morning, Jim. Bill. Won't be a good day out there for today. Best be staying in unless you want your big haul to be the flu." They kind of chuckle and raise their hands and head in. She looks down and begins writing in her ledger. Through the large open double doors to the right of the desk is the main restaurant section. An old converted living space, tables and chairs arranged neatly, a bar area with doors a bar area in the back with doors to the kitchen, and a few booths line the outer walls with plenty of light pouring in through the windows. In the corner, a small raised platform houses some equipment and furniture for performers and the like. The large, free-swinging double doors part as a woman comes out of the kitchen carrying plates of food. Sinead, if you'd like to introduce your character.
Sure. Anne comes out of the kitchen looking fairly harried. She's in her early 30s. She's pretty normal. She's got dirty blonde hair. It looks pretty frizzy. She's got it thrown up. She's average height, average build. She's got the trays balanced on her hands, and she's sort of glancing around. She's moving kind of quickly, like she doesn't really want to be out there. And she quickly spots a table that she's got the food for, and runs over and gives it to them with like a quick smile, and then goes back to try and escape back to the kitchen.
Yeah, you lay down this food, and it's like a little family. They're like the stereotypical tourist family. There's 4 of them, a dad, a mom, and like 2 little kids, and they're just like super eager, like tourists, really ready for the day to get out there. And they thanks so much, and like, all right, eat up, and they just like start digging in. You see the other gentleman, they find a seat near the window in a booth, and one like raises his hand as you're passing by, and he's got a menu up, and the stout fella like knocks the menu out of his hand. He's like, sure, he knows what you wants. The other fella's like, I might want something different, you don't know. And he's like, no, we're going to get the same thing we always gets now. And you see the slim fella's like, morning, Ann, hope it's not too busy in here with all the tourists and stuff like that.
Oh, it's fine, don't worry about it. What are you guys getting? You getting the same thing?
Yeah, we'll have the special. 2 coffees.
All right. Yeah. She tries to hightail it back.
You run back to the kitchen, and you start preparing their food, getting that all ready. A couple minutes go by, obviously, and as you're kind of heading back out, I should say in the kitchen also, you've got Olivia, your little assistant, who's very keen on learning just how everything works, really. How she's thinking about going to school later for culinary arts, but she's really trying to get some experience before she dives into it. So she's quite eager and pretty helpful, to be honest, because you're kind of used to going it alone in the kitchen. But you head back out. You got like your classic Bethel House special, which is like your own doing, and people rave about it. It's like, I don't know, the past year or so, it's just like your food has just taken on this like special quality, and people absolutely love it. They die for it. In the Newfoundland sense of dies for it, not they don't literally die. That would be bad business. As you're laying down the food, I want you to give me a perception check.
Oh, first roll.
First roll.
Okay.
Getting into it.
Blow on it.
Oh, 11.
Okay. Not bad.
It's above average. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Ian.
Level 2. Yes. You lay down the food, and they're like, oh yeah, thank you, thanks. Oh, and they dig in right away.
I hope you enjoy it, boys.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah. With an 11, you kind of start to turn around, and then you see the back wall like light up, and then you hear in the distance, and you see the 2 guys at the table. They're like, right, oh yeah, she's gonna be coming down out there now. And you look back at their table, and outside you see a gentleman kind of like dusting off his coat. Sorry, looking at my notes here that I wrote. You see an older black gentleman. He's dusting off his tan overcoat. He's got a vibrant green umbrella tucked under his arm, and a neatly trimmed beard that is more gray than black at this point. And what little hair is poking out from under his deep gray flat cap also appears to be graying. He pops the umbrella and finishes the cigarette that he seems to be working on, and he makes his way into the entrance. He walks through the doors, approaches Joy at the check-in desk, has a little bit of a chat. You see she kind of smiles, and he laughs at something he might have said, and then she points to the restaurant area, and he heads in, and gives a little friendly wave to everyone he's kind of passing by, and takes a seat for himself near a window in a booth, and he pops open the menu, and he's kind of just like perusing.
All right, I guess I'll walk over and, hello, sir. Having a good morning?
And he looks up and he gives you a big smile, like, oh yeah, hey there, darling. Hey, yeah, good morning. I just got into town today. Lovely place.
Thank you.
Really, I love the structure here. It's beautiful old work. You can really tell it's really nice.
Most things are old around here.
I get that, and I myself not a young spring chicken anymore. So
go on then.
Hey, all this sounds so good. But I've heard word about this Bethel House special. I think I'll be having that this morning.
Perfect. We'll get that set up for you.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much. And a cup of coffee if you.
Of course.
Thank you. You head off, and is there anything else? Sorry, don't let me tell you what you do. Is there anything particular you're getting up to?
And as anyone who was watching the dining room could see, that the part of her job that she cares about and wants to be doing is back behind the doors, away from the people. She'll dart out and she'll talk to people and she'll put on the pleasant face, but she's hightailing it back to the kitchen as soon as she can.
You just like straight for the kitchen door. It's like as you get in past them. You cook up another classic Bethel House special. You bring it out, and he looks at you and he's like, "Oh, thank you so much. Smells delicious. Hey, I haven't been in this area in quite some time, and looking for a friend of mine. I'm just here on business, but I thought it'd be nice to say hello. You don't happen to know a man? He goes by Margrave, do you? And if you
Do I?
if you want, you can make like a flat intelligence check.
Okay. Oh, and it's not a natural, but it is a 1.
Amazing. An unnatural.
Oh, and
Dirty one.
Yeah.
Dirty one.
a dirty one.
Doesn't ring a bell. You don't know anyone named.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
Might be the first time you've ever heard that name. Who knows? He's like, oh, that's all right.
I'm
I'll
sure
ask.
if you ask around, though, just ask around. Everybody knows everybody except me, I guess. But
Yeah, I'll ask around. It's no worries at all. Thank you so much. I'm ready to dig in here.
have a good one.
You do what you do best and head to the kitchen. So, everyone seems to be enjoying their little breakfast here. A couple of minutes go by, and Joy opens up the doors to the kitchen. She's like, "Oh, Anne, hun, I need a favor later this afternoon.
Yeah, sure.
Jack, who you know to be the mayor, he
Okay.
wants me to attend this town hall meeting, but I'm up to my eyelids in paperwork for everyone checking in next week. I don't see how me being there is going to help. Look, Catherine probably just went to the city, and some teens probably stole her car. It might be a big issue for nothing, but he wants all the figureheads in there, and I just have too much work. You know how it is. Anyway, I think they're starting at 6, but do you think you could run by for me?"
Anne puts on a very pained looking smile and says, "Of course, Joy, no problem at all."
Just, oh, thanks, hon. I knew I could count on you.
Yeah,
It's just,
for sure.
we're gonna be busy next week, so I just want to get ahead of it.
Sounds good.
The pain,
All
the
right.
visible pain. She heads out. Is there anything Anne gets up to?
Knowing now that she has to go out over what she would consider the dinner hour, she's going to start wrestling up some snacks to keep her going through this town meeting.
Oh, nice, sweet,
Yeah.
easy enough. You've got everything at your disposal, really. Sweet. Yeah, you just start kind of preparing some food. You don't have too many people in right now. All of the food is kind of cooked. Olivia's kind of just preparing stuff in case people come in, like the stuff that's heavy in demand usually. As you're kind of just cooking up stuff, you see Noel, as you're like coming and going and doing your thing, Noel like gets up to leave, and he grabs his umbrella and like kind of again dusts himself off, and he's got like these nice, like really nice leather gloves as well that he wears, and he starts heading out, and he's just like whistling a little tune as he's heading out through the doors. If you want, you can make a history check to see if you recognize.
Okay. Oh, that was cocked. 17.
Oh, 17. He is whistling an old traditional song, an old sea shanty of all things. And the part he's whistling, with a 17, you instantly know the lyrics. You almost start singing along as he's whistling it. And it goes, "So come all ye sailors out in the night, ye guided by fate, ye by the moon's light. I know many a man hath no fear of hell, but many a sailor has slept in a swell." And he kind of just is whistling this to himself as he's leaving the B&B.
Okay.
And he goes up to the front desk, and he has a chat with. You can hear like the distant voices having a chat with Joy. He settles up, and you hear the front door open, the little bells, ding ding ding, and yeah. With that, if this was a live movie, the video at this point would the camera would pan out from the Bethel house and go up above the forest, and we find ourselves on the edge of the Gloomwood National Park. Between Beaconside and Light Harbor, a fairly large hill of mostly exposed rock and dirt sits surrounded by younger Gloomwood trees. An old dirt road leads off the main highway, mostly grown in and used by wildlife at this point. The road itself ends at a large, dark cave entrance. Outside, a family of deer slowly meander over grass, moss, rocks, dirt, and some newly formed puddles from a late downpour. Carefree, the deer graze on some grass near the mouth of this cave, and the largest of the deer perks its head up and its ears twitch, and then it just kind of goes back and munches on some more grass. Nearby, a large old wooden sign that's mostly grown over by moss and creeping vine plants is set into two large logs holding up the cross section of a long-eaten and decayed wooden sign from years of being left alone. It sits where it has always sat since it was abandoned. Barely legible, it reads, "East Grave Mine." The entrance itself looks as if it's been somewhat boarded off, but years of teens sneaking in on late-night adventures caused most of the boards to break. If you look closely, you can still see some... if you look closely, though, you can see some fresh tire tracks leading in. Winding through the main tunnel, not too far in, lies an old foreman's shed in an offshoot, smaller cavern. This dilapidated shed looks as if it had some minor repair done to it, as some metal stands are now out front with antennae and small dishes and other oddities. The front wooden door creaks open as a figure walks out. Grubby, if you'd like to introduce your character.
I play Xander Reed. He is a anomaly. Nobody really knows much about him. He's from somewhere in Europe. Most of his paper trail, I guess, or like records, are either redacted or classified, and what is public isn't isn't very exciting. He just looks like the regular, guy that seems to not so much know it all, but like he seems to be able to figure things out in terms of like electronics or kind of computers, cameras, the usual tinkerer stuff. But yeah, so he is currently in this space that I'm sure we'll get into. But yeah, so in Null Shore, he arrived not too long ago, and he's working as a IT specialist for Equinet, which is a small security company. It's just a two-man security company in like a both corporate and residential setting. So he kind of, works his own hours. Doesn't really have anyone to, I guess, follow up on him. So sometimes when he wants to ride his motorcycle up into the mountain and kind of check out this little spot that I guess we could say he calls home, he can do so freely.
Yeah. What's Xander up to first thing in the morning? It's pretty early. It's really, actually, it's gross. It's a gross hour of the morning. It's like 7 a.m. That's gross to me.
Sorry. I would say that if it's that early in the morning, I mean, I pretty much stayed up all night trying to get the satellite internet to work, wiring up my safety measures and cameras and such. So I'd say first thing in the morning is probably checking on his, I guess, like power situation, like the water turbine, nice. Kind of off the grid setup, and just pretty much doing the communication settings and trying to contact Mrs. M. But yeah, other than that, I'd say it's pretty chill.
How about do this for me? Give me an investigation as you're like looking over your equipment and like trying to see if there's any big issues with your remote setup here.
Ooh, 14 plus 5, 19.
Shit, son. Sick. Yeah, 19. You find some minor issues, but they're pretty easy to patch up. It doesn't really take you that long. You might spend like maybe a half an hour that morning kind of touching up some repairs and stuff like that. And all of a sudden your phone rings, just like vibrates in your pocket. You look down and there's no caller ID.
I'll plug it into the scanner just to check it first, make sure it's not like like I guess a traceable number that's like an FBI or anything.
Right. You plug it into the scanner and it doesn't show any number, and you are quite familiar with this scenario happening. You realize that you are being contacted by your employer.
Okay, I'll answer it.
Cool. You pick up the phone.
Hello? Yes, Xander, good to hear your voice. Sorry, it's been a while. Establishing a secure line to where you've wandered has been difficult. Sorry, I'm going to get right to business. We're in the market for something incredibly powerful and truly unique. Sadly, it has been lost for quite some time. Its last known location was on a ship known as the Drifting Gallivant. Now, the bad news, the ship left port in Bristol, England, and vanished without a trace. The worst news is that this was the 1700s that this occurred. An old nautical chart came across my desk, and the last plotted course of the ship was heading in this direction. Hence why I sent you out to, well, where you are right now. The object itself is rumored to be a large ruby, the shape of a proper human heart. Its history is, doesn't really matter, but I need you to find it. Drop it in the delivery, and you could find an early retirement with the amount we shall get for selling this item. Sooner rather than later, please.
Okay. Jesus. Okay. I'm on it.
Perfect. I will be contacting you shortly with maybe some more information as we come across it, but it is very difficult to pin down.
Okay. I will check out the ship's records in town.
Thank you very much, Xander. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.
Click, and it hangs up. Usually that's about the length of your phone calls with Mrs. M. It's very, we need XYZ, go do it. And that's kind of
nice.
it's kind of what you're used to at this point, like the working relationship that you have.
Yeah.
Your phone rings again, and you look down, and the caller ID actually lights up this time, and it says R. LaCroix. This is Roland, your coworker at Equinet.
Fuck. Okay. I'll just roll my eyes so they like fall on the floor, kind of roll, and then I will answer the phone and be like, "Yep, what's up?"
And you hear an exasperated breath on the other end.
Oh, geez. Xander, hey, listen, I got some bad news, man. I need you to cover my installations this week. I know they're at the dinghy downtown. It's that pub. You know, it's the only pub down there. The thing is, I went to make myself some breakfast early this morning and realized I was at a PB. I gotta have it, man. So I knew I had another tub in the garage, and I went back there, and, you know, there's a storage cupboard, and long story short, I'm in the ER. My nose is broken, man, and, oh, God, it really kills. I just, my eyes are watering. I have a headache, man. This sucks. Do you mind?
This seems to be your normal, so no, I will, I'll get on it.
I usually don't break my nose.
No, but you get me to cover a lot, so sure.
I know you're good for it, man. I mean, what else are we gonna do out here, right?
You owe me pizza.
You know, I'll get you pizza. I'll buy us some drinks next time we're out.
All right. Only if you spike it.
I will try my best not to. That's a weird request. Anyway, I think I see the doctor. I shouldn't have this on in the hospital. I gotta
What
go.
after that enlightening conversation with your coworker, who he does call in quite a bit with random things, you know, food poisoning. His frog died once, and that was tragic.
I picture him as like Cletus the Slackjaw Yokel.
He's like a mid-30s dude. He's like kind of balding, but he, you know, he's pretty easygoing. You know, he doesn't really kick up a fuss, and no one around the city really complains about his work or anything like that.
Is he like known as, you know, like when people see him in the street, they kind of like, they say hi to him, but it's not like a friendly hi. It's more of like a, that sucks to be you kind of hi.
Give me an insight check. How about roll an insight?
Where are we? So that's a 8 total.
8 total. People like Roland. People think he's good. He's a good sort.
Okay.
As you're kind of contemplating this knowledge, your phone rings again.
Wow.
And it just says Town Hall across it.
I'll answer it.
You
Hello?
pick up the phone, and you hear a woman's voice, and she says,
Hi, is this Mr. Xander? You work for Equinet?
Equinet? Yes.
Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, I lost my sheets here somewhere.
That's okay.
Hey, the mayor asked me to contact you guys at Equinet there to see if you guys can maybe come by, and I don't know if you guys have cameras or anything. You can. We want something like kind of set up, maybe to record something. We have kind of a meeting tonight. It'd be nice to get this on video or something.
Tonight, eh? Okay. Who did you say this was again?
Oh, sorry, I didn't. This is Lily.
Lily. Okay. Nice to meet you, Lily.
Hey,
All
nice
right.
to meet you too.
What time is your meeting?
We're gonna start at 6, so if you can do anything, that would be amazing. We really
Okay.
kind of left it last minute. We didn't really think about. We don't, it's not a thing we normally do.
Did anybody provide you with a quote before with our company?
Oh, no.
Like, would you be on our records or no?
Yeah. You guys have done. Roland. Yeah, he's been around. He's done some work for us.
Okay.
Yeah, he's installed some like security cameras and stuff like that.
Right. Okay. I know. Yep. That's gonna be good. All right. So I'll make my way down there so I can give you a proper quote. Now, are you going to be there, or do I have to meet with someone else?
No. Just check and just come into the front door. I'm just in our main office. You can find me there.
Okay. Sounds good. I will see you soon, Lily.
See you soon. Thank you. Bye.
No problem. Bye.
As you hang up the phone, the camera tears out of the cavern, up high into the clouds above Null Shore. The drive into Null Shore has been described as relaxing, scenic, beautiful, enchanting, magical, wonderful, and so much more. Rolling hills of mesmerizing deep green surrounds the occasional white-capped mountain. Traffic, or what could sparingly count as traffic, frequently comes to a halt for families of deer making their way from one forest to the other on the opposite side of a road. An old red Ford F-150 pickup truck sputters along the enveloped highway. While the truck itself is old enough to have bought a house and have a family, it seems to coast along without any issue. There's an older gentleman with a graying beard behind the wheel. He's got a gray t-shirt that you're positive was once a black t-shirt. An ill-fitting baseball cap, likely purchased at a gas station for a few bucks. And over his shoulder, a small sliding window rests behind his head. And at a glance in his rear view, he confirms that his passenger is still on board. He reaches over his shoulder and keeping one eye on the road. Now, if you need to stop for anything, you let me know. I just gotta tap on this here window. I haven't been out this way before, but judging by what that really kind fella in that flat cap said, it shouldn't be too much longer. Sitting in the back of this old truck is a figure with their hood up and a large hiking backpack at their side. Tom, if you'd like to introduce your character.
My character is Glomin. Glomin is a frog person. So, yeah, Glomin is, as Justin said, very wealthy, but he has decided not to go down that path and has been traveling the world for a while. And, kind of a purpose of his is to entertain and perform breakdancing for people of the world.
I love it.
Yeah, and we'll discover more, I'm sure, as we go.
I'm positive
Yeah.
we will. I'm sure we'll know too much about Glomin at some point. You're kind of just like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll give my thumbs up to him. I'll raise my banjo and just.
This is Lawrence. He picked you up in it was like a gas stop, like a rest station. There's like a little restaurant and people refuel. And you've been traveling for a little. I mean, you've been traveling for quite a while at this point. But you notice the weird thing is that your buddy here, Lawrence, not British. And you didn't get on a plane or a boat, so it's just a little bit weird.
Oh. That is weird. Oh. Well, people travel.
I love that reasoning. Lawrence sees you give the thumbs up. He's like, oh, right on. Yeah, cool, man. Yeah, I don't think it'd be too much longer. I saw a sign back there. It said something. It had a name on it. Pretty sure.
Oh, was it? Oh, no, it's okay. It doesn't matter. We're going the right way.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. And he kind of closed the little window, and like the truck is just like, the wind is like blowing past you. You're not sure why he didn't let you sit inside with him.
Oh. You know what? Maybe it's just more beautiful to see it from the edge of the truck.
The close cropping of trees eventually does give away, revealing a lovely view of the ocean. The deep blues and whites crashing across the rocky shoreline, and the taste of salt lingers in the fresh, crisp air. On the horizon, you can see the outskirts of a town, so that's good news. There's a large carved wooden sign with a masterfully crafted and apparently functional lighthouse comes into view, reading, "Welcome to Null Shore, a warm community for all who wander." Lawrence like taps on the window and opens it. He's like, hey, we found the spot. What'd that fella say again? We don't want to stop in the first town. We want to stop in the next town. What was it?
I think this is the spot. I'm worried if I don't get off, I'll end up in the wrong campaign or something. So I should probably get off.
What do you mean campaign? Wow, man. Are you getting like secondhand out there? I've been smoking joints nonstop out front here, man.
Oh,
do you want some, by the way? He like holds a joint out through the.
I reach back. I climb in and reach through.
Yeah, you're like halfway through the window. He like looks up and you can see he does this look where he's like, something is weird, but then he like kind of shakes his head, and this is a view, or this is a reaction that you're kind of used to. Not many people from your hometown really kind of get out and see the world, and you've seen this look a lot from people, but eventually they just kind of forget about it, or they don't seem to notice really. He like looks at you, he's like, cool, man, yeah, hey, hit that up. I think I see another sign up here. You guys coast through like the first little town. There's like lots of large, lovely, like really nice little homes. Most of them seem like they're off of the main road. Another sign rushes by reading, Light Harbor, a family community. And the road once again almost instantly becomes surrounded by trees. The road again becomes blanketed by trees before another sign rushes by, and it says, downtown. And below that, it's like kind of like one of those highway signs, the green, and it lists the exits and stuff like that. It says downtown, and below that it says ISO Cove, and then below that it says next right, Bethel B&B, and below that, Beaconside Resort, exit 11. And L, wow, I'm reading my notes too literally. Lawrence looks, I just haven't written as L. I got lazy. Lawrence, he like looks at you and he's like, hey, any idea where you're going to get dropped off, friend? I might head downtown and I find a place to stay out there. I don't know. Sounds cool.
Let's go downtown. You know what? I'm sticking with you. You're a fun dude.
Amazing, man. Amazing. All right, that's all yours. I'm gonna take a minute while I drive here to sort myself out and get some wit about me before I try to book I don't even know, man. I'm gonna book a hotel or something.
Could come down the beach with me.
Oh, there's a beach.
No, we should go down to the pub.
Oh yeah, hey man, I could do with a pub.
Yeah. I'm sure there's got to be at least one pub in this town. So.
Fuck, I hope so.
Yeah.
Man. All right. You guys eventually make your way downtown. It's not too far of a drive. Since you saw the first sign for Null Shore, it's probably been, maybe 15 minutes, maybe less. You guys pull into, there's kind of like a main street downtown, the main road, if you will. There's a couple of side streets, but it seems like most people just kind of pull off to the side of the main road. And there's like some sidewalks and stuff. A ton of like shops in different places like line the street. And as you guys like stop and Lawrence turns off the truck and he kind of like opens the door. Oh man, what a drive. You hear like a kind of like, give me a perception check.
Let's do it. 19.
19. You kind of like are looking around, and you look back, and there's like an elderly like black gentleman. He's in a wheelchair, and he's got like a pretty large like almost like a farmer's hat, like a pretty wide brim hat. He's got like faded blue overalls and like a white t-shirt on. He's kind of squeaking by in this incredibly loud wheelchair, and he kind of gives you like a look, like a long look, like a deliberate, I'm looking at you and I want you to know that I'm looking at you kind of a look.
I am gonna pull the exact same face back at him in silence. And then
yeah, from here. Hey?
Oh. No. Do you need me to help wheel you anywhere?
I can wheel myself.
Okay.
I do very well wheeling myself around. Thank you very much. Where y'all from?
We're from up the road, and we're heading to the pub. If you would like to join us.
I just got back from the pub.
Oh.
You need a place to stay?
Yes.
Look like tourists.
Yes, we do. We do need a place to stay.
Oh. I run the Shipyard Inn. It's just it's over there. It looks like a boat.
Great. Are you offering us a room right now?
Well, for money, yeah. If you want to pay for a room, you can stay.
I'll tell you what. If you can give me 2 free rooms for my friend and me, I will dance for you every night in your inn.
What? Give me a persuasion check. The look on his face is like, what the fuck did you just say?
15.
15. Oh, let me make an insight check for him. He rolled a 13 naturally, and I'm gonna say he doesn't have stats. So I'm bothered. He rolled a 13. He looks at you, he's like, well, we're trying to bring in more customers. All right.
You should, I'm big out there. I've played at many hotels across the forest.
All right. Well, I'll give you a place to stay. I don't have a sound system, but we do have like a little bar area that some people who stay there sometimes drink at occasionally.
I will bring out my boombox that I have. No problem.
Amazing. Oh, okay. All right. Shipyard Inn. Again, just down the street there, right next to the coast. Looks like a boat.
Okay. We'll head to the pub first, and then we'll go to the Shipyard Inn.
Oh, yeah. The pub is just. You'll find the misplaced dinghy. It's just over yonder.
Cracking. Thank you very much. What was your name?
Oh, my name is Kane. Kane Roberts.
Kane Roberts. And
nice to meet you.
Yeah, and you.
Tell him when you get to the inn, if I'm not there, tell what's her name? Oh, so, whoever's at the desk. I don't care. Tell him you're getting the Kane discount. They'll know what it means.
Oh. Thank you very much. I'll let her know.
That's right. If I could just crack myself up. You hear like a as old Kane Roberts starts wheeling himself up the sidewalk, off on an adventure, probably. Who knows?
One of those Kane adventures.
Lawrence looks at you. He's like, "Man, you managed to get us free rooms! Holy fuck, that was tight, man. That was cool as fuck."
I will. Fuck, wasn't it Lawrence? Lawrence.
Yeah, that's me.
I will.
We drove.
Yes.
Hours, man. Come on.
I will show you what I do, and I will pull out I roll out quickly my dance mat and give him a quick performance.
Amazing. Make a performance check as you just bust out your emboldening dance mat.
15.
15. It's 15 total. Is that plus
15
your performance?
15 total.
Oh, okay. Not bad. You burst out. Are you gonna give Lawrence some of that inspiration? Is that what's gonna happen?
Yeah. Let's give some Lawrence some inspiration.
All right.
It's gonna be a good night, Lawrence.
Mark off your inspiration. That's one down. And Lawrence is like, yeah, is anyone else watching? Just me? I'm the only one on this street right now, man. It's just me, but I'm loving this. It's great. Oh, what a day. All right, let's go. All right, put it away. Let's go get a drink.
Yeah. I'll roll it up. We off.
Amazing. Is there anything you guys start walking towards the misplaced dinghy as you were told? Is there anything else Glowman is gonna get up to in the meantime as you're heading down?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah, I think heading downtown.
That was mainly me asking, so I had enough time to take a drink. That's what happened there. Once again, you or I shouldn't say once again, but you and Lawrence start walking down the street. He's quite a bit taller than you. He's probably got like a good 2.5 feet over you. You guys are just strutting down. It's not a great day outside. It's kind of overcasty, but we pan away from the downtown of Null Shore and onto a highway. A matte black Mercedes-Benz SUV drives the loop between Iso Cove and Beaconside. Tinted windows, mud caking the lower half. Passerbys offer up a friendly wave, but get nothing back in return. The SUV slowly treks through the winding roads. Old Beacon Mountain looms in the rearview mirror. The driver, a rather large, muscle-bound and bearded fella, glances back at the mountain, noticing a smaller, probably rented red Jeep trailing far behind. His eyes kind of narrow as he looks at this Jeep in his rear view mirror, and then just goes back to the road. The SUV slowly comes to a stop when it's inside of the view of a sign that reads, Beaconside Outfitters. And beneath it, bumpy road ahead, keep below 15. The man gently takes the SUV onto this dirt road, barely wide enough to fit the rig. The rocky dirt trail twists and turns as an old cabin comes into view and a newly built shed nearby. Out front is an old 1975 GMC Jimmy. The SUV pulls into the designated parking space for where customers are parking, and he gets out of the vehicle, heavily tattooed gentleman. Looking around, takes a breath of the fresh air and kind of takes the forest in for a second. He glances around the property, checks his watch, and then kicks some mud off the side of the tire. Sighs. He looks up and heads to the front door of the cabin. Patrick, if you want to introduce your character.
So I'm playing Ed McCannon. He is an outfitter, so he's a hunting guide, and that's pretty much what an outfitter is. And right now, Ed is sitting on the couch in the middle of his living room, a wood stove blaring nearby. He has some kind of a little press clamped onto his coffee table, which is very scratched up and has seen a lot of use. And there's all kinds of little jars and little containers around, each of them filled with bullets in varying states of being reloaded. And he's sitting down, just pushing down on the clamp and taking the parts out and laying them to the side and just kind of going through the motions. And when he hears the knock on the door, he kind of looks over, and the he can see right on through and see the man standing up. And does he recognize him?
It's been a little while, but you recognize this as James Miller, one of your old contacts with your previous business.
All right, so Ed, who is he's an older gentleman, probably in his mid 40s, maybe early 50s, kind of hard to tell. He's got long brown hair, like kind of shoulder length, just brushed back lazily behind his head, and a very unkempt brown beard in front of him with a couple of graying hairs sticking out of it. He kind of squints his eyes in mild confusion when he looks and sees James Miller standing at his doorway, and he was about to wave whoever it was to come on in, but stands up and walks over to the door and just opens it up and stands there.
You open the door.
James?
Oh, hey, Ed. Been a while.
Yeah, no fucking doubt.
How have you been, man?
Been alright.
No.
What brings you around here?
Yeah, good question. What does bring me around here? Well, you know.
Ed kind of stays in the doorway.
All right, I like
Hand
it.
on the doorknob.
He kind of looks and he's like, looks around. He's like, I just wanted some fresh air, you know. In the area. Thought I'd stop by and say hello. See what you've been up to.
Not much. There's plenty of places in the world for fresh air, but if you want some smoke-filled air, come inside.
All right, yeah.
Let him in.
Again,
Go over and...
I mean, you're not a short fella, but this dude is very large, like heavily muscled. Probably stands 6.5 feet tall, give or take. Yeah, he like walks in and like scuffs his boots on the mat. He's like, "You want me to take these off?" Or...
No, you can leave them on. It's fine. Have a seat there, and he motions to the kitchen table, and he goes over and takes a seat himself, and hauls out an ashtray and lights up the smoke and sits down.
Well, hey, you know, I am happy to see you. It's been a good few years, man, and we're just letting you know we're gonna be a couple of us doing some business here soon. Got some things that we're gonna be moving around the city, and you know, maybe wanted to check in if you I don't know, wanted something done. You wanted to help out, needed some extra cash.
Can't say I'm too interested, James.
Hey,
And honestly, I mean, unless there's something I should know about to stay clear of, I don't think I want much to do with it.
You know, that's a good point. Staying clear of, you know, I mean, most of the guys, they know you, so I'm not too worried about that. But hey, speaking of staying clear, I haven't been here in a while. I caught word that someone was out sailing around some of them islands, and things went a bit bad. Do you know much about that?
Do I know anything about it?
Yeah, give me a either history or straight intelligence. I can't remember if history is intelligence or is that wisdom.
History is indeed intelligence.
Okay, well,
That is a 10 plus 2 is a 12.
it's not difficult knowledge to know that the one of the women who run the Bethel House, her and her husband went for a sail, and it's kind of town knowledge. They got caught up in a freak storm, and the boat ended up overturning, and the husband was never found. But they were the last ones really like taking a sail around the islands within the past little while.
What were their names?
It was Anne and Brendan.
Yeah, so you must be talking about that crowd from the Bethel House. Some kind of freak storm. Never found Brendan.
Freak storm, you say?
I mean, it's not too uncommon around here, but it must have been pretty bad if two of them overturned and
Yeah.
never found him.
Yeah, crazy, man. Hey, listen, we got some product on one of them islands out there. We don't make this well known, but if you hear people out and about, I mean, you can give me a ring. I don't know. You still have my number? I haven't changed it.
He takes his phone out of his pocket and opens it up, starts clicking down through the contact. Yeah, I got it. He slams his phone shut, puts it back in his pocket.
Yeah, hasn't changed.
I'll give you a shout if I hear of anything, but kind of figured you guys were out there. Thought I seen some stuff.
Yeah, they
Gotta
got
have an eye for these types of things.
some of the crew have boats coming all around, up and down the coast. You know how it is, and they figured it's a low-key place to maybe stash a couple things while we're moving around. But we're thinking about renting a place downtown for now, a little house to ourselves. You know, maybe we'll have you by for some drinks or something some night.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe, man. Ed, my friend, good to see you. And I'll get on my way. I got some things to take care of, and a river never stops running,
No, it certainly doesn't.
Keep that in mind. Good to see you.
James, before you go.
Yeah.
Maybe y'all might want to change what kind of vehicles you're driving around here, because maybe that don't stick out in the city, but around here, that's a sore fucking thumb.
I was thinking the same thing when I pulled on that fucking dirt trail out there.
Yeah, you didn't get too many scratches in her, did you?
Oh, it scratched the fuck. Yeah, I'm never getting my deposit back.
That's a fucking rental?
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
Might
fucked.
want to wash that one off in the river.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different story. Yeah, well, I know a guy. It's fine. I might trade it in for something a little bit more road worthy for around here.
Yeah, trading. I mean, just bring it back. It's a rental.
Yeah, I could do that too, I guess. Yeah, it's hard getting used to the way things are now. Renting cars, our day we just hand a guy some cash, or find one on the side of the road or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy's still burning.
Yeah, looks like it. Fuck, man, doesn't look like that rig is aged a day.
Oh, she's aged. She's still kicking.
Good thing, man. Good thing. Hey, I'll listen. Let me. Your number hasn't changed, right?
I doubt it.
All right. Well, I know where to find you. I'll give you a call, and we'll see about having some drinks. Have you over some night.
Sure thing.
As James turns to leave, and you see coming up the dirt trail that red Jeep that was kind of trailing behind. James kind of like cocks his head for a second and then nods to himself, kind of like he's remembering that you run a business. And a family of 4 gets out. 2 older women and a young boy and girl. And one of the women waves up at the house at you, Ed, and gives a shout like, One of you, Ed, we spoke on the phone earlier. We're here for the week. We wanted to check out some of the trails around here. We're really excited. And the other woman turns and grabs like some of the backpacks and bags and hands like little backpacks to the children. And James kind of looks over his shoulder and kind of gives you a smirk, and he's like, "Well, catch you around, Ed."
Later on, James. I just put my hand up over to him and just say, "I'm Ed. Come on in."
Oh, perfect. All right. Give us a minute. We'll wrangle up. Should we bring our stuff in? Leave it out? Does it matter?
Don't matter. Come on.
Oh, all right. And They head in standard business. It seems for you, Ed.
I'll go back in and start packing up the stuff and kind of get it out of the way because see the kids coming and stuff.
Yeah, probably not the best.
These are too high caliber for kids.
Your cell phone starts beeping. I assume because it's old as fuck.
Sounds about right. Look down at it and just click it open, hold it up.
You hear
Hey, morning, Ed.
and it's the voice of Jack Bennett, the mayor of Null Shore here.
Hey, morning, Bennett.
Hey, man, I figured you'd be awake. You know, you're up with the roosters. Listen, I'm gonna need you at the town hall later. I'm sure you caught wind. Catherine Bell going missing the other day. It doesn't really seem like her at all, but you know, we had some of the Rangers doing a kind of a sweep there last night, but there aren't many around who know this place like you do. Swing by at 6, man. You'd really do us a favor.
6? Yeah, no problem. Where to, town hall?
Yeah, we're gonna have a little meeting or something there. I don't know. I might say something. We'll see how it goes.
All right. I'll be there.
All right, man. Really appreciate it. Again, well, we're gonna might be all hands on deck, you know.
All right, Beckett. Bennett, I'll talk to you later. I got some business coming through the door here now.
Oh yeah. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, you too.
You start going through your paperwork and your insurance forms for them to sign, which, you know, you've never really met with a lawyer about these insurance forms, but they seem to believe that they're up to code.
They're not in Comic Sans, but they're, you know, not the greatest.
Times New Roman 11, you know, whatever the default font that opens on
yeah, on Windows 98.
Yeah. When you finally get it to turn on, you're like, kick it, you know. I was about to do the Mac sound. I can't even fucking remember. Do whatever Windows does. I don't remember.
Yeah, close enough for sure.
James hops in his black SUV. Absolutely the wrong vehicle to have for sure. And we kind of follow him down the dirt road and back up to the Gloomwood National Forest. The forest is a protected park and is under the close watch of the Gloomwood Rangers. Most who grow up in the area know better than to get in with the Rangers over what they can and cannot have outside of within the park grounds. And most know where it is and isn't safe to travel this massive encompassing forest. The morning light shines through an open window at the front of the Gloomwood Rangers HQ, located fairly close to the Beaconside resort town, kind of sitting at the end of a winding dirt road a little way up the mountain. Two somewhat older Chevy Blazers sit out front, and one of which just arrived on site. An older woman, seemingly in her mid-50s, closes the door with her hip as she juggles 2 coffees and a bag in her hand that kind of has a little bit of steam to it in the chilly morning. She haphazardly opens the front door to the office and wedges her way around the door, and the door shuts behind her as she enters the building. And she's greeted by a fairly quiet atmosphere. There's a radio in the corner that's on with like the local station. She kind of like walks up to the chest-high front desk, and beyond the desk, there's 2 more like little workstations that are facing each other. She lays the goods down on the front desk and lets out a sigh of relief. Oh boy, am I ever glad to be back and rest my feet. Sorry I'm so late, dear. I was up all night making sure those police forces didn't wander into a fucking bear's den or off a damn cliff. They would know to navigate a forest if there was only 2 trees and each of them was marked north and south. Anyway, I stopped down by the Bethel house on the way over, grabbed a few things to get us through the day. Any word on Catherine? And you recognize this as one of your coworkers, Doreen, a pleasant middle-aged woman who usually handles the front desk, as she always claims her days of mapping out the damn forest are well and truly behind her. If you would like to introduce your character, Higdon.
Yes, sir. I will be playing Ben Lockyer in his mid to late 30s. Alice says 35. Yeah, he's a relatively built individual, fairly athletic build. Starting to gray in the beard, not so much on top. Got the classic kind of comb over that his mother cut for him when he was in elementary school, and it just kind of stayed his entire life. Grew up in Null Shore and moved away shortly after high school, only to return about a little over 10 years ago. He has been a ranger pretty much ever since he returned, and yeah, he just kind of acknowledges Doreen when she walks in. And did you grab me a coffee, Doreen?
Yeah. I got a fuck, I forgot what they one, 2 sugar and 2 cream, and this one might be black, and this short one is for Dale. He wanted where's Dale? He wanted a mocha something. I don't know. He wanted something weird.
Mocha choco.
Yeah, one of them. Whatever those are.
If it's not, no. I'll take the black. Thank you.
Luckily,
do yourself a favor. Stop eyeing the cinnamon bun and eat it straight away.
Well, don't have to tell
always
me.
end up eating it at the end of the day anyway, and then it's cold. Enjoy it.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'm happy Olivia was down there. I think she understood the M word that I said. I was like, coffees and she knew what I was talking about. So.
It's coffee and milk. It's fine.
Is that all it is? Coffee and milk?
I don't know. Dale's fancier than he likes to put off.
Where is that boy to? Anyway, you see a phone rings on the front desk, and she reaches over to grab it before anyone else can make a move, and she's like, "Oh, yep. No, we haven't heard." And she looks at you. We heard anything, Ben?
Nothing on Catherine today.
Nothing. No. Okay. No, we haven't heard anything yet. Yes. All nice. Yeah. No, I don't know anything about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. Radio. Yeah, I'll pass it along. Yep. Thanks, Chuck. Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Tell them we got a crew in search and rescue out in the Zodiac now, but they're not due back for another couple hours, but we'll keep them in the loop.
Did you hear that, Chuck? He got it. Perfect. All right, Chuck. Yeah, we'll see you later. Okay, bye. See you. And she hangs up the phone. Yeah, that was Chuck. Calling up from the PD. He said Jack is keen on getting a few of us at this fucking meeting later. He wasn't the one out all night wrangling up these damn officers. Would you be a doll and stop down there later, downtown?
It pains me, but I'll do it for you.
We could get Dale to do it, but I feel like nothing's gonna get done.
No.
He's gonna come back and do some fucking TikTok dance. I don't got time for this shit.
What's Renegade? What is it?
We used to shoot him back in the day. I'm sure we used to shoot him.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Yes, I'll do it to save everybody having to deal with Dale.
Where is... God, I'm going to call him. I'm going to be angry, but... Listen, that boy's an intern, but he needs to learn how to work.
I don't know where it all changed.
I don't know. All I know is there are 20 cops out in those woods right now, and I guarantee 10 are going to make it back. I guarantee it.
Dale's guiding them, yeah, for sure.
I bet that boy.
Have you heard anything back? Have you heard anything back from Ed? I know that we were looking into getting him on the team.
Yeah, Ed. You know, I think he's happier with the quiet side of things. The way he's been running his business, they take people off into the woods and shows them some hiking trails, and he's always going on about showing them the view of the mountain, and they all take their photos, and then they go and give him 5 stars somewhere. I don't know what that means, but they give it.
Listen, there's nothing quiet about a missing girl, and nobody knows the trails better than Ed. I can go have a word with him if you want.
You know, it'd be nice to, you know, maybe have someone for Dale to look up to, someone who doesn't yell at him all day. You know, might be all right.
Well, if you put down the damn phone, maybe I wouldn't have to yell at him.
If I walk into that back room where we keep our fucking guns, and he's doing some goddamn dance with all these guns in the back, where does he think he is? Honestly, not one lick of sense.
I don't know.
Rotted, absolutely rotted.
Says he's going to get rich on it. Something about a contributor fund. I don't know.
What does that even mean? Contributor? Is that a donation?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I'll give him $20 to leave early every day.
Oh, I've been giving him 15. That boy's making a fortune off of us for intern work.
It's supposed to be an unpaid internship.
That's why he's fucking off every day. We're paying him anyway.
Well, yeah.
God damn.
We're suckers. We're suckers, Doreen.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna eat your cinnamon bun before it gets cold.
I'm gonna drink this coffee, have this here bun. I'm gonna do up some reports. Last night, there was a line of at least 100 of us. We took the north side of the mountain, and we headed towards the mountain south. Not a trace.
Well, why don't I take off, and I'm going to continue on where you left off last night. Just kind of see if we can account for every officer and everybody in the search party that's out there right now. Make sure everything's copacetic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's worse ideas. Could help. Yeah.
All right. I'm also going to need an appointment for the truck. It's making that weird noise again.
Just try kicking it.
Yes.
Yeah, that usually works for me.
I kick it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm starting the damn thing with a screwdriver. I mean,
well, you know, if they sent us some fucking, you know, replacements, or we had any kind of budget that wasn't enough for these here donuts and coffees, then we're lucky we don't have to upkeep these trees.
Listen, I'll walk to work before I give up my coffee.
Yeah, I won't come in. I refuse. You know.
Fair enough.
Tell them a bear ate me. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, bear claws! Did you get bear claws?
I did. I did. You know, they had a she Anne baked up a whole. Oh, God love her. Baked up a whole spread. We've got everything.
All right, I'm gonna take the bear claw and the black coffee and head out to the car. Give it a kick, just to see if it works, and get in and start her up and head out.
Sick. Yeah, easy to do. Surprisingly, it starts on the first try, and you motor down. It's kind of like an older trail that, honestly, the only reason it's in any shape is because you guys have to drive up it every day, and that's pretty much it. Guys, thank you so much for listening. The No Fame Podcast Null Shore is Justin Crane as Dungeon Master, Sinead Marguerite as Anne, Justin Godero as Xander, Tom Pickup as Glowman, Patrick O'Reilly as Ed, Matt Higdon as Ben, Intro music written and recorded by Justin Crane at Crane Audio. All other music supplied by Epidemic Sounds. Be sure to follow us at nofamepod. Check us out at patreon.com/nofamepod, and we will catch you later on.
It was really good.
I gotta switch.
I totally thought you were going to say certainly last and certainly least.
Honestly, that's where I thought it was going.
You're just going for it.
Yeah, I thought
This
for
guy
sure I
in
was getting it.
particular.
Yeah.
I 100% meant to say last, but certainly not least. And I was like, certainly. And then my brain
Certainly
was like,
least.
my brain was like, oh no, you fucked up.
Certainly least. I don't even know why I'm bringing him up.
No, it was fine, dude.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I like it.